have more markers over here. Hey, we're gonna do part 2 of simplifying rational expressions. It's Friday, last lesson of the week. Let's do it. We're gonna do numbers 5, 11, 17, and 25 off of the worksheet that you should have downloaded, printed, or just writing on a separate sheet of paper. Over there, we're gonna look at another function and see where it crosses the x and y axis and what are the vertical and horizontal asymptotes and are there any holes, okay? Let's do it. All right, let's simplify this guy. First of all, it's not an equation, it's an expression, so we're just looking to get it down to its most basic parts. Look for common factors for 70 and 28. Keep in mind this is negative right here. Okay. I'm going to divide both of these by, I could divide by 2. I think 7 goes into both of those. Might want to check 14. Yeah, let's do 14. 70 divided by 14 I think is 5. And 28 divided by 14 is 2. Where do you want to put the negative? You want to put it right there? Sure, looks good. And then use your exponent property. 2 minus 1 is 1 on the exponent, so that's n to the first or just n. That's it. You could change it to a decimal. Why would you? It's fine. It's a fraction. We're going to leave it like that. Okay, number 5 done. Let's go down to number 11. Take a look at that. So I see a quadratic on the bottom and a just a binomial on the top, degree 1. So if this was a function, remember the horizontal asymptote would be the x-axis because the degree at the top is less than the degree at the bottom. See that? We're just going to simplify it. This is be us looking for a hole in the function. Okay. Can't do anything with b minus 5, but we can factor this. And a minus plus is a minus minus. And we've got, let's see, v minus. 2 numbers that multiply to 25, add to 10, or negative 10, that's pretty easy. That's v minus 5. Oh, okay, they're all the same group. So I'll take this one and cancel it with that one. And don't make the mistake of saying that this is 0. Anything divided by itself, you know, is 1. So I'm going to put a 1 on the top to reserve that spot. And then b minus 5 is all that's left on the bottom. It's not a very good b, sorry. 1 over b minus 5. That is the simplified form. Okay. Shouldn't be using equal signs, right? Arrows, I guess, are better. Let's go to 17. Quadratic on the top, quadratic on the bottom. If it were a function, the horizontal asymptote would be at 1. Okay, easy because the degrees are the same. But let's just go ahead and simplify. I can factor the top, I think. Oh, 2 numbers that multiply to 28 and add to 3. I got an itch on my leg. Okay, I got it. I think 7 and 4 is the way to go there. They multiply to 28, and they're going to add to 3, so I'm going to go with plus 7 minus 4. Okay. On the bottom, that's the difference of 2 perfect squares. So let's go with b plus, b minus, and 7 and 7. Okay. I'll go ahead and cancel the groups. B plus 7. If there were a hole, it would be at negative 7, okay? Because you have to set that expression, that binomial equal to 0 to find it. But we're left with b minus 4 over b minus 7. B minus 4 over b minus 7. Sorry, I had a little technical difficulties there. So I'm going to have to finish up the last one, and I've already erased my work over there. So here we go, number 25. What do you see on the top? I see a quadratic. Can you factor that quadratic? Yes, you can. Let's do it. I'm thinking 2 numbers that multiply to 80 and add to 2. Let's see here. I'm thinking 10 and 8. 10 and 8 sounds good. Let's go plus 10 minus 8 because that would be a positive 2 when you add those 2 numbers. On the bottom, I see my factoring cowboy. Yeehaw! I got to draw him at least once every couple weeks just to make him feel better. Feel good. I see a 2. I also see an x, so we're going to rope out a 2x. I want you to divide all those terms by 2x. I'm going to show it right here. I know that might look a little strange, but at least you see what I'm doing to each term. 2 divided by 2, 1. And the exponent property of quotient rule, 3 minus 1 of the exponent is x squared. Over here, we've got negative 24 divided by 2 is negative 12. And then quotient rule again, 2 minus 1 is 1. Make that look a little better. There we go. And on the last term, you've got 64 divided by 2 is 32, and the x's cancel, so we'll just lop that off on the end. Okay, now on the bottom, we should take that quadratic, and we should factor it if we can, and see if there's any cancellation. Okay, so keep the top as is for now, over x minus 8, all over Let's see here. What do you think? What we got? What we got? Let's go two numbers that multiply to 32 and add to negative 12. And if it's minus plus, it has to be minus minus. Remember that. If it's minus plus, it has to be minus minus if it's factorable. Okay, remember that. I'm thinking 8 and 4. Yeah, 8 times 4 is 32 positive, negative 8 and negative 4 is negative 12 when you add. Cancellation, and you're left with, well, 10x plus 10 on top. What's on the bottom? Oh, right, it's x minus 4. But what's the, you see this thing right here? I almost screwed this up. You want to put that right there because we roped it out, remember? And it should be right here. It's got to be in both places. Okay. X plus 10 over 2x times x minus 4. Quantity x minus 4. Good. All right, we're going to send it over there for the last one. It's an example on a rational function. See if I can get a little help with this. Hey, buddy. Hey! Yeah. Hey, I need you to do the next example. No. Are those really your dance moves? Yeah, those are my moves. You think you can do better? Yeah, I think I can do better. Oh, well then I guess it's a dance-off then, isn't it? You mean like a dance-off at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy? Yeah, exactly like the end of Guardians, only without the Infinity Stones. Oh, I'm down with that. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Oh, I'm down too. I'm down with that. Yeah, let's go.
Hello there and welcome. I'm Mini-Me, reporting to you on the first dance-off of the season. Here's what we have here is two older gentlemen, both of whom have had significant knee injuries in the past year. Lots of ligament and cartilage damage. We won't see very many good moves here, but let's go. The competition begins in 3, 2, and they're off. Oh, strong opening by John Q. He's really going for it. Pretty conservative over there by Strickler. He's going to have to prove something later in the competition. Oh, John Q is now openly mocking and just taunting Strickler with his words and his moves. He's pretty adequate at the moment. Not a whole lot going on. Strickler's still playing. He's going to have to do something big if he wants to win this. Oh, he is now busted out into the Renegade. Strickler is going for it. And TikTok is not going to like this. And neither does John Q. John Q does not like the fact that this 38-year-old man has started to do the Renegade. Oh, he is now threatening him with a meter stick. I don't think that's allowed. He has thrown the meter stick in a math classroom. Strickler picks it up. Looks like he might retaliate. Oh, but cooler heads prevail. That's a good sign. And both men are back to dancing. Wait a minute. I'm just getting this in my earpiece now. Attention. It appears John Q has been disqualified. Yes, for throwing the meter stick. It's against rules. You have been disqualified. The competition goes to Mr. Strickler. He is now victorious. And it appears that John Q will now have to do the last example. You don't have to gloat, Mr. Strickler.
Alright, fine. It's a function. Binomial. Trinomial. Where's it across the y-axis? Come on, man, plug in 0. Go. 0, 0, 0. 1 over 5. Marker's terrible. No, that did not go in. All right, x-intercept. Set the top equal to 0. X equals -1. Don't write it like that. It crosses the x-axis. Hallelujah. Okay, over there, vertical asymptotes. He tells me that like almost everybody missed this one on the Desmos yesterday because you thought it was like when you set this part equal to 0, that it's 1 and 5, but it's not because you can't factor this. Can you you think of two numbers that multiply to positive 5 and add to negative 4, having to be minus minus? No, I can't. No, sorry, that doesn't work. Okay, so you cannot factor it. If you were to do the discriminant, so let's do that real quick just to check that out. I hear that's cool. It's b squared minus 4 times a is 1, times c is 5. You got 16 minus 20, which is negative 4. No solution if you were to solve it as a quadratic, so, you know, no vertical asymptotes. If you type it into Desmos, you will see that. You'll see that it actually does not have a vertical asymptote. Okay. Horizontal. Degree at the top is less than degree at the bottom, so it is the x-axis. Also known as the line y equals 0. And there's no holes. Win it, babe. Win. Have a great Friday.